It's here. Keepsake has been out. Is it 2 weeks now or a week?
Not even a week. It's Friday.
Hello, what day is it? I don't know. Sorry.
It's Wednesday.
It's on we're on the 12th now, so about 4 days.
5 days.
5 days. Sorry, bad maths.
5 days.
And it's everybody's on Earth's favourite album already.
5 days.
That's why we're here.
5 days.
We're here to discuss all the intricacies of this beautiful second album. Boys, firstly, for all the legends that are in the chat, hello everyone, by the way. Can we maybe, before we start playing and go through it, the process? I know it was a long road for you to get here and finally get this second album out. Obviously, the first one we're down on as well. Just tell us what. Oh my God! Thank you so much, everyone. By the way, for the hype train. Yeah, anyone.
Pretty much this kind of started as soon as Dissonance, our first album, dropped. We immediately just started coming up with ideas, and it just kind of went from there. I guess you guys want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, so basically Brandon's one of those people that just doesn't stop. So like theoretically, if it wasn't for COVID and everything like that, this album probably would have been out like a year ago.
Yeah.
But obviously everything that happened, it sort of put the brakes on everything. But yeah, like Brandon said, obviously from the get-go, as soon as we finished Dissonance, we was already working on stuff like this for this album.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs on this album which were literally pretty much fully written just as Dissonance had dropped. It is mental.
Yeah, just listening to it personally, it does feel like a perfect follow-up to Dissonance, so I can definitely... I think a lot of people probably have to hear those tracks as well when we go through it, that you're like, yeah, maybe just after Dissonance dropped. Dan,
we'll tell you which ones.
Yes. Dan, you got... how was it for you, dude? Because I know it was like, obviously, your first Asleep at the Helm material.
Well, this is my first ever album, ever. Like, I've never really been in a band that's gotten to a point where we've released something. You know, we've made, like, shitty tracks in the past, but it's never been in a case of like, oh, here's an actual full feature-length album. So for me, it's quite surreal, because obviously they've already been through Dissonance, you know, they've kind of done their own thing through it, and I'm here like, yo, shit, this is my first ever album, and the response has been insane. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, it really is. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I honestly can imagine, dude, from not even like a single or anything, and then straight into boom, studio album.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that was the thing. Like, when I joined, you've got to think, I joined in July the 7th, 2019. So I'm starting to learn fucking Dissonance tracks for gigs that we're doing for Dissonance. And then Brandon's like, oh yeah, by the way, we've also got like a lot of the album written. And I'm like, wait, what? So can I learn Dissonance first, please, before we go on to this? So yeah.
Adam, how about you, mate? How was this process in comparison to Dissonance?
Well, it took a lot longer, like double the time, but you guys already know that. Yeah, we pretty much started with Your Presence, literally like, gosh, not even a week after we released Distance, really, was it? We pretty much all came up with it, and then me, Dylan, and Brandon got in a room. We just started spitballing ideas with lyrics, and that was pretty much the first song that was done. Well, anyone else help me out? Because I can't remember. is that far ago? Sort of thing, you know.
I remember when we finished the actual demo vocals for Your Presence. I think we kind of just sat there and just listened to it, just like, dude, this is actually pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, you know what I mean? That kind of weird feeling you get when you write a specific song. So
it was mad, because I think like one of the last tracks that we finished on Dissonance was it was like Perceptions or something like that, wasn't it?
Yes, that was one of the last ones that we finished.
Doing that, and then obviously doing Your Presence, it was just it sort of like it was a complete different switch up. We didn't even feel the same, and it was like as soon as we did it, we was kind of like, yeah, this is definitely album 2. So it was completely different the way we went around it and the way we executed stuff. Because obviously, like you say, as soon as we finished one, Brandon was already working on stuff, Adam was already working on stuff. So before we knew it, we already had like an amalgamation of material there that was just ready to go. So it was different to Dissonance, because Dissonance was kind of like me and Brandon got together, and it was more like we were going to do like a little farewell to a previous project we did. So we were just sort of like just throwing little ideas out, and then obviously with album 2 this time round, it was go from the start.
Yeah. Talking about album 2, then let's go. Let's who wants to start on? It's something I often ask at deep dives. Was the album and track order like a deep thought, or was it all like natural in the way the album formed? Was Sanctuary always going to be the opening track?
I think, yeah.
From the get-go, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Say it's more Brandon and Adam that would write the melody stuff, so they're gonna kind of know where the track listing was.
Yeah.
But as soon as he sent everything over and stuff like that, you can kind of get the vibe, can't you, with certain tracks, like where they're going to be. And obviously, initially Brandon sent it over with like an extra track before it. It was like a little interlude thing, but you could tell it was like the big intro. I mean, that ended up getting pushed to one side. But obviously, we still had this intro for Sanctuary, so it was always like, yeah, go in with a hard punch and then, go from there. So Sanctuary was always where it was at with us from that point.
Amazing. I think we just go in and play Sanctuary then. I know Cuz is probably already hiding his erection, as he's let Ryan know multiple times from this tone. So here we go. This is the start of the Keepsake deep dive. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. If you have any questions for the lads, get them in. Let's go. Sanctuary. Let me know the levels are all good. I mean, What else do you say about an album when it starts like that? There was some amazing comments. One, Joe Morton, kiss him. I love him. Everyone loves him. Album of the year, and it's only January. I mean, I'm not here to like buff up your ego, boys, but you don't have to go that hard on the opening. Actually, Joe, you do. Absolutely incredible. I think I mean, we all know how good the tone is in that track, but I love like the you see, I'm not a guitarist, so I can't give all the lingo, all the what I like to call widdly woos towards the end of the track. Amazing, absolutely love it. Dak, everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. Just shows how beloved these gentlemen are. What a band. Oh, you've got a question from. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Go for it, pal. Go for it. Yeah.
Which one is it?
Purple Cherry has asked, will you be doing songs from Keepsake on Saturday?
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
A look at the camera and a thumbs up tells you all you need to know. Sarah says they're all right. Are you being facetious, Sarah? Album of the year, kicking it off. Amazing. Love it.
That's big words, that.
So you go, obviously, what I love, especially in metalcore, I think, opening tracks always have to be an absolute statement, and then the second track, I think, sometimes is just as important, that you follow it up with something huge, and you only go and put Jimmy D on the second track. So,
Fucking the babe that he is.
Oh, come on, boys, talk to me.
That's a bit on.
Let's talk about Inadequate.
Before we do, can we just say, like, he fucking nailed it in Birmingham when we went and did the Chug Tour, because we got him on stage to do Inadequate. Because obviously, when in Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy D is there in the chat as soon as we say his name. He is the Batman of metalcore.
He is.
You put up the Jimmy D sign and he's there in his bat suit.
So Inadequate was a bit of a mad one, to be honest, because we were sort of like, oh, let's just see what we can do, because obviously there's no melodic chorusy part in any part of Inadequate. It's just straight into it. And obviously throughout most of the album, you'll notice me and Brandon do quite a lot of like back and forth response stuff. And obviously when it came to Inadequate, we was kind of like, nah, this has got like some serious bounce. So like, how can we sort of like amp that up a bit more? And obviously at the time, we'd not long since played a show in Sheffield. It was the Mulberry one. It was when Jimmy was still in Overthrow. And obviously at that point in time, we were just sort of like, yes, Jimmy would be perfect for this. So obviously shouted him, and then he was like, yeah, of course. He drove down from like Birmingham, drove like 3 hours or something, got up stupidly early just to come down to record this little bit. But yeah, man, it was a no-brainer from the start for that song.
Amazing.
It's a bit of a funny story with that one. The actual, what do you call it? A working title, like a temporary name. It was always called Derry Lee Dunker's Cover for ages. Fun little fact for you guys.
That is such a Brandon comment, and I don't even need to know any background on the song. That's Brandon.
If you don't have lyrics, you just got to name it what you can name it. And to be fair, we were all closing off Derry Lee Dunkers at one point. Why was it? It's because of Alex, wasn't it? We just kept ribbing Alex for Derry Lee Dunkers.
Yeah, he decided to be a bad boy and littered. He had some Derry Lee Dunkers and left the packet on the floor and didn't bin it.
Save the environment.
Exactly what Eris has said, and this is why we do deep dives.
Yeah.
This is what everybody wants to know.
To be honest, that one was a bit of a struggle coming up with an ending for this one for a bit, and then I think me or Adam was like messing about with something, and it was like, oh, and then like it just went from there, and then we managed to finally come up with an ending for it, and then it was just like, damn, that actually slaps.
I did that periphery effect as well, where we kind of like do one note like away from each other, and then Ryan did like something even higher, and it just sounded crazy. It just sounds really chaotic. So it was that long ago though. But yeah, I'm sure that's the mindset we're coming up with.
Amazing. Well, here is Inadequate featuring Jimmy D. Shall I tell you what isn't inadequate? This track. Enjoy. Boom. Inadequate featuring Jimmy Dharma. Absolute. But what? One of my if not the standout track on the album when I first heard it, it was a proper eye opener. Phenomenal. Any one thing we're maybe not touch base on lyrically, because I know obviously it's is it Brandon? Is it usually you with lyrics, or is it a joint effort?
Oh no, I'm probably the worst person when it comes to lyrics. You know, I leave that to Adam or Dylan because they do a far better job than I ever could hope to do. So
boys, especially on that track, Dylan, what is some of like the topics you're touching base? I mean, obviously the name is kind of a giveaway, but some of the stuff that you're touching on in these tracks.
For me, it was more like I don't know.
Especially on that track, Dylan, what is some of like the topics you're touching base? I mean, obviously the name is kind of a giveaway, but some of the stuff that you're touching on in these tracks.
It's just like, do you know, it's more like, you know, you're just cracking on with stuff and like you're just trying to get on with life, and then you just proper can't be arsed. Right, it was at that point, and I just obviously started writing Inadequate. It was like start of like lockdown at some point, and I was just getting proper fed up with everything. So that's where that song ended up coming from. More like, you know, you're cracking on with stuff and like you're just trying.
Is there a loop? Am I going crazy?
There's a loop, yeah.
All right, okay. I was fucking thought I was going nuts then.
I thought we were stuck
in
the Matrix.
Loop, but I can't hear Jonny. There we are. There we are. Yeah, but that keeps what Dylan said for that. Yeah, we're back now.
We were stuck in the Matrix for half a second. Gotta love the feedback. Amazing. Yeah, people's asking, where's Peter Gerald Buxton? There needs to be a ghost busted. Yeah, so let's move on to track 3.
I was going to say, someone had a question, and I was wondering if I could answer it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely, go for it, man.
Cuzzy85 put, question, did the COVID break help you to master, quote-unquote, parts of the album you weren't happy with, or was it good to release last year? Now, we've spoken about this multiple times. Like, it's a blessing. COVID was a blessing and a curse, if I'm perfectly honest. Because when we first originally had everything, we were set to be releasing the album in 2020. COVID happened, lockdown happened, and we were like, what are we going to do with this? So over the time, obviously we all had to have that full break when nobody could go anywhere and do anything. When we were able to come back towards normality, quote-unquote normality, we was like, well, each person's kind of gotten better because obviously everyone's just had the time just to fucking do nothing and practice to an extent. So let's see if we can rework some stuff. So we ended up going through certain tracks in the album, and Dylan and Brandon came to mind when obviously it was allowed. And we was like, right, what do we want to go through? What do we want to change? And literally, like, Dylan would come with a notepad full of shit, and we're like, right, I want to change this, I want to change this, I want to change this. And then Brandon was like, well, I want to rechange and reorganize lyrics in certain parts. And was like, fuck it, let's give it a go. at the end of the day, we've got the time. Let's give it a try. So we did, and it worked out better for us at the end of the day. So personally, for me, from my standpoint, it was kind of a good thing we were able to push it back. Obviously, we've all been fucking dying to get this released, but it was also one of those like, do you know what? Let's improve where we can improve to release an even better album than we were originally going to release.
Absolutely. Good work. And that was an absolute banging question. Hollow Gaming, I wonder who that is.
I wonder.
The legend of the stream. Let's move on to track 3. We will be talking about him very soon, as you all know. Track 3, Fear. Who wants to take the lead on track 3?
Ooh, so I remember.
You can tell Brandon likes this one.
Oh yeah. And you'll definitely see more of it. You'll definitely see more stuff like this in future. No. I remember it was 2 days after Christmas, and this was just after Dissonance had dropped, and that was when I just got my lovely 7-string, courtesy of Schecter Guitars. Thank you. Please sponsor me. I love you. Thank you.
Please sponsor us.
They're definitely watching on this stream here. No, they're not. They might do.
Yeah, 2 days after Christmas, I was there thinking, dude, we need some really, really scary, heavy stuff, and I tried my best to come up with something that kind of just sounds like just dead violent. So I sent a couple of ideas over, and everyone seemed to really like, oh, what's that you come up with called Diabolus or whatever? It's like, oh, that's just a working title. Or something like that. It was like a really weird name, but I thought it just sounded cool.
Sounds like a boss off Dark Souls. I'm in.
Yeah.
A really quick interjection from that. When he first sent over the demos for it, it actually didn't have any lyrics, and I was just fucking with it. I was like, yeah, this is just filthy heavy. And then when they came to mind to do the tracking and stuff, he was like, oh yeah, so I've got an idea for some lyrics. So I was like, all right, okay, we'll put them down and see what we come up with. So they do the lyrics. I'm like, do you know what? Actually, that's really good. Let's go with that. So then me, Dylan, and Brandon are listening to it back, and then Brandon stands there and goes, do you know what? I've got a really good idea. I'm like, go on, what's your idea? And he goes, right. So he just starts playing the track. He didn't tell us. And then, obviously, when it comes to the synonymous part where he just doesn't shut up for the next 15 seconds, he literally stood there and did it in front of us in one take. Me and Dylan just looked at each other and went, get the fuck in there right now and record that now. And I swear to God, on my life, he did it in one take.
This again, I know we've already said it, but this is why we do deep dives. I love that. That is so cool. Just before we go into it, Ms. asks, who are your biggest influences? Obviously, I have an idea of Ryan's, but just run through some influences for that. I can't even speak, but you know what I mean. Thank you.
For me, mainly, what got me into everything, and everyone probably it's going to be a mixed bag of opinions. This, but Bring Me the Horizon was a big one for me back in the day, and then more recently, North Lane and stuff like that. There's like the two main ones for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for me, it's like you said, you think you already know. So I've got to shout out Fightstar. Got to shout out Fightstar, Run the Roth, but Bring Me as well was one of them that got me predominantly into metalcore. But the big one for me has got to be Kill Switch Engage.
Perfect. Love it.
You guys want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. Pretty much when I was quite late starting into like metalcore, but I really had a massive influence of Bless the Fall.
Nice.
Like 2012, 2013, so you might hear some of them influences. More current influences are like Wage War and Novelist. We've got a few solos in there, so yeah, we've listened to them and took note.
I love it.
Did you already say yours, Dan?
Nope, I'm waiting for you to say yours, mate.
Oh, right, okay. What got me into metalcore like years ago, it was two bands. It was With One Last Breath, which are now split up, and Asking Alexandria. They were like the first two, but like for a lot of influences usually now, it consists of a lot of Immure volumes, Bee Gees, and a bit of some good old country and western, bit of Kenny Rogers. And,
banger!
Yeah, that's me.
Try and one up that, Dan.
Actually, weren't even a big fan of metalcore, if I'm honest with you. Like when I first got into music and shit, it was The Knot. Like Slipknot were my be all and end all at the time. After a bit, I kind of fell off metal altogether, and then got back into it. And then people started showing me different shit, and then I just kind of ended up getting overly fucking obsessed with Suicide Silence, Lamb of God, Meshuggah, fucking just heavy as fuck stuff. And it weren't actual. I also did listen to a bit of metalcore in regards to Aston Alexandria, fucking As I Lay Dying, that type of shit. But it weren't until I got with these guys where did all of them just send me shit, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this band bangs, fucking okay, this is sick. And it's just gotten to a point now where most of my playlist is just either a bunch of metalcore bands or just heavy as fuck bands. So yeah,
sweet, awesome answers, guys. This is track 3 for you. Let me know what you think. Keep the questions flowing. Well, how rude. I love
not bad for a minute, is it?
That's a lovely Christmas number. I love that.
Yeah. That's going to be on MTV Christmas Biggest Hits next year. You watch. Absolutely amazing. This one's I can't wait to talk about. Let's talk about Bandad, the beloved Bandad. Track 4, What Lurks Within. We all know what a legend Toby is, but what's he been like since he's taken you under his lovely metalcore wings and help you guys?
I've got to say, in terms of for us as a band,
since working with Toby, the growth that we've seen just in numbers alone has just been ridiculous. Obviously we was doing all right from when we released Dissonance. We did pull a decent number in there, but since working with Toby, it's just become like a well-oiled machine. Whenever we've gone to do something, there's been a plan, there's been a process, and obviously it's allowed us to sort of focus on different areas and fine-tune the album. And obviously he's put us in contact with better people and bigger people. So if it wasn't for Toby, DFLM, and obviously the people that they know, we probably wouldn't have been able to do the album the way it has been.
Amazing. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with chat. There's lots of 69s. Carry on. Let's talk about the track.
Am I coming through?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I just.
Sorry, go on, man.
I think I'm. No, it's all good. I think I'm lagging, mate. We've moved past it, but.
We're still on lurks, bro. So you see what you got to say with Toby?
Yeah, no, so I was just going to say, I think I lagged as Dylan spoke, so I was just going to say for us as a band, I feel like Toby helped us just keep us sane and on that track through the whole pandemic, because we didn't know whether we were coming or going, and it was just, It was tough. The pandemic's been tough for everyone in bands. Even if you're not in a band, for everyone, it's been tough. But he was so good at keeping us just on that track and keeping us focused, not letting us lose our focus or anything like that. So, Yeah, just got to get that out there.
Legend.
Sorry,
Sorry,
man. I keep interrupting. I feel bad. Sorry.
No, not all, mate. Go on.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say this track in particular definitely got changed about a lot because it sounded like, at first, it sounded a hell of a lot different to what it sounds like now. But it sounded as if there was like, it sounded like a mixture of Blink-182 and Black Tongue put together. Two mixes that,
they've definitely not been said before, but I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's go into, and then we'll talk about after with Toby coming in as well. But let's just go for it. This is what lurks within.
Infections in the millions, will this ever cease? We pray and we obey. We are the pathogens, we are disease. However long we've lived, our existence is brief. Yet why have I spent so much of my time in fucking greed? Yet why have I spent so much of my time in? Yet why have I spent so much of my time? Yet why have I spent so much of my time in fucking
Oh, that ending though. That chorus. Oh.
Can
Go
I
on.
just say, yeah? Right?
Yes, mate.
I'm gonna go on record to say, Dylan turned to me one day and went, "I can't sing." So I played him that back to him and went, "Shut the fuck up! You can sing."
Yeah, we won't be having that, sir.
No, we won't. And he can't even lie about it because he knows it's true. Look at that smirk on his face. You can
Yeah.
see it on his face. He
We all
knows
know.
the conversation
Mate, 40 people have seen that. You can't get away now.
To be fair, that chorus is like one of my favourite ones. That little end chorus is alright. But other than that,
Not having it. Not having it.
Mate, do you remember what you said to me when that chorus came on the first time you played it back?
What?
He turned around and he played it. He looked at me and went, "Oh, mate, I'd finger myself to that."
That for me is the hallmarks of a good chorus. If you can do that, you have fucking smashed it. Shout out to Toby as well. What an absolute banger of a chorus.
I bet
Absolutely.
Dylan must have hated me when he was tracking his vocals.
Is that how you hit the note, mate, doing the fingering?
No, I did that.
Right, moving on. Altered.
Swiftly moved by.
I mean, you go from Toby on to Ben from Envisions. This album is just a masterpiece. Altered State. Let's go in on it, boys.
Let's go.
Anything to say before we press play?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, of
just
course.
sorry, go on. Go on.
No. I was just saying. I remember. This is again one of the songs. So there were two songs that were basically written straight after Dissonance. This is another one of them, and we had it fully tracked vocally and everything for a very long time, and we kept listening to it back and back and back, and we were like, you know what, this is so sick, but I feel like it's just written to have Benville on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, Envisions are one of our favourite bands, and so it was just like, you know, it just sounds, it needs to have him on. So it was just like, do you fancy jumping on? And he's like, yeah, go on, let's do it. And honestly, so happy with how it turned out.
He's a magician, isn't he? There is certain like sections, especially in obviously, I would think a lot of bands in the UK metalcore say now that just you hear it in like, yeah, that's a Benville line. He's getting pretty iconic at his young age, isn't he? Let's go for it. This is Altered State featuring Ben.
Oh, by the way,
Oh, yeah, sorry mate. Sorry mate, go on.
it's all good. I was just gonna say I saw Daniel Salen's comment earlier on saying, "Can I have a cool original Dorito? Come on over, man. I got a whole bag here. We could just gran, man."
There you go, Dan. Off you go, mate.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just one of them albums. It just keeps getting better. Incredible track. Cuzzy wants us to replay the track again. Amazing.
I'm just going to point out, I am up at 5 in the morning, by the way, for work, so
Mate,
you better fucking love me for this.
We love you anyway, mate.
I'm sitting through the entirety of this, Jaeger and all.
Legend. Let's go on. I mean, I especially love when we get to these kind of sections. It's the title track. So if you want to go into like in depth, lyrical content, all those themes, everything, song process, take us through it.
Well, quite a lot of the album. Yeah, it's basically the whole album is themed on loss, like, and it could be a loss of different things. This one's a loss of someone who you're romantically involved with, but they've left all the keepsakes behind, so it's hard to forget them. Because everywhere you look, but you can't get rid of it. It's sort of like you want to move on, but you can't. That's basically a bit of an overview on it, but
yeah.
Interjecting from that, it's mainly in the video why we made it so that when the watch gets broken, at the end it's still fixed and it's still together, because it's one of those things that no matter how much you try and destroy it and get rid of it, it's never going away. Whether you physically get rid of the actual physical item, the memories are always going to still be there. So try to incorporate like that whole turn of event from, you know, just trying to get away from it and get rid of it to it just never going away.
I love it. That is amazing. Let's go for it. This is Enjoy. Title track, Keepsake. What a tune. A deserved title track for me. Absolutely love it. Proper, like, obviously you went over a lot of the... Thank you so much, dude, for the follow. Absolute legend. Don't listen to anything that drummer has to say. He's a dodgy one. Mate, I'll let you I'll let you defend yourself. No defence, okay.
Oh, sorry, I was miles away then. Shut up, numb. Shut up.
Amazing. Obviously, you went over the tones and the... Like, you have put it quite, like, publicly on a lot of posts how dark this album is, but obviously it needed to be written for you guys and to put out there, especially if you're holding on to it for so long. And for me, especially in the chorus, even though it's kind of quite melodic, it's proper dark for me. I think it's amazing. Moving on to track 7, Outsiders. Who wants to go into that?
Adam, you want to take lead on this one again?
Yeah, sure. Consider it was like the first single that we did, but it was pretty much based on you not having a voice. Like, you be like in the way that I reinterpret. I did it where it was an open interpretation, but in how I did it, I was basically at school. I was one of those who flitted between circles of friends, never really accepted by anyone, always pushed aside. No one ever listened to my opinion. I pretty much should have just been a ghost, sort of thing. You know, like literally just spectating in everyone's conversations, and just nobody was taking notice of me, and that's why I had such a bad esteem from school onwards. It kind of stayed with me. So I felt like an outsider, like starting from school, mostly school.
Yeah, I mean, massive shout out to you, mate. Just how what Sarah's put, I think you can all take it that we all adore you, mate. So, but yeah, that is.
Thank you.
That's very powerful, and something I think is good about music when you can, you know, kind of write something and create something that lets you put that kind of stuff behind you of how you felt. But let's go into it. This is track 7, Outsiders. Let me know what you think. Keep the questions coming if you've got any for the guys. And here we go.
From the days of our youth, we're going to forest and good.
Man, that intro, I mean the whole song, but that outro again. You boys love a good outro catching you off guard.
God damn it! Two things. My mum just walked in without realising I was still on the stream, so she just said, "Hi, everybody."
Hi, Mum.
Another thing, I just realised my toothbrush hasn't been on charge all day, so great.
Yay!
Nightmare.
Oh, god damn it.
Amazing. So for
brush his teeth on stream and everything.
oh god, mate, some people will pay for that.
I'm very
Hey,
religious.
if they'll will, I'll get my mankini on and get my toothbrush out if you want.
Mate, you do you. You're up in 5 hours, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Lee, thanks for the follow, mate. Black Skies. So we play Black Skies in your presence because they kind of go into each other. Do you think?
Yeah,
They are basically the same. It's kind of like, because obviously Presence is about the loss of a loved one, and obviously like Black Skies is literally that whole moment of, you know, when that passing happens and you find out about it, it's literally like the sky just, you know, closes up around you and everything's just super glum and shit. So obviously they are going in hand together.
Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
That's alright. I was going to say, I would say this is the part of the album where it goes into the really dark territory. Like as soon as it gets to Black Skies, that's where it kind of.
This is where you need tissues, basically. Like, go get yourself some tissues. Go relax for a moment and prepare yourself.
Yeah, we've got to that part of we've had a few deep dives when it gets to. Actually, I don't know if you're still here, but when we did that 5-hour hollow stream with Toby, we actually created hashtag Team Strong Sausage. So anytime there was a sad moment coming up, Toby used to go, "Come on, Team Strong Sausage, let's get through this together." So we're getting up to that section. Let's go for it. This is Black Skies into your presence. Keep the questions coming for the guys. Ms. Nora has asked, that'll be obviously Dairy Milk Oreo. Boys, what question? What do you feel is the best song you've ever released and why? Woof.
Oh,
good luck.
Oh, Jesus.
Good luck.
Can we answer that after this, please?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Have 6 minutes
It's
to
not
think
released.
about.
Do you know what?
That's a season finale cliffhanger. Here's Black Skies in your presence. Ryan gets 10 points for remembering CNW. That stands for Cry and Wave, everyone. Amazing ballad, just cry and wave, and that's all you can do during... I've got to say it, boys. You can say if I'm talking shite, but I genuinely think that's the best piece of music you've ever written. I think it's a work of art. I think it encompasses everything that's so good about you. Your vocals, everything. Amazing.
That question before, when we got asked like what's our personal one that we think's our best, I was going to say this one. For me, it's the breakdowns at the end, because it changes like 4 times. It just goes from like this dead like nice ambient thing, and then it's got these like 4 quick breakdown changes. And for me, that's just like it's typical Brandon and Adam writing, because like you'll just go from like this dead nice like transcendent chilling piece, and then it's just like 6 breakdowns that just give you whiplash, and then you just got to carry on as normal. So
and then you go into that absolutely gorgeous outro as well. It's just I love it. Genuinely think it's might not be my favourite song you've released, because you've released bangers, but I think that's the best like piece of music you've ever written, in my opinion. I think it is a masterpiece, personally.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Let's go on to track 10, The Wire. Who wants to take the lead on that? Anything, either guitar work, anything. Hit me.
So thematically, I feel like I should be taking this one, really. So, all credit to Adam for writing the lyrics for this. I was originally tasked with trying to write the lyrics for this. Basically, in 2019, I went through a lot of shit. I won't go into specifics, but I wasn't me. I was someone completely different. And I was not there. I was vacant. And I feel like any of these lads could vouch for me when I say that. Which I feel like Adam's done a really good job in encompassing with the chorus. Have I lost all self, or should I leave forever? That is genuinely what was going through my mind at the time. It's so with this, it's definitely, I feel, the darkest song that we've written thematically, but I feel like it does such a good job I mean, I hope at the very least it does such a good job for people that have felt the way that I felt back in 2019. That it can relate, and that you're not alone and stuff like that. I know it's like very cliche when I say it, but yeah, but yeah, I'm getting all emotional saying this.
We love you, mate, and just we love you. And the year you're talking about for me was last year for me, and I think everybody in here. Oh God, why am I there? Oh well, it's fine.
Dan dips, I think. He'll be back.
Oh, is he dipped? That's fine.
Just turn my camera off for a moment.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, and exactly what everyone said. Thank you. That's what I think's been so special about a lot of deep dives that we do, which you guys obviously come on and it is a good laugh and we get to have laughs. But this is especially, I say it a lot in our genre. I do think it's the most honest genre on earth, and I love when people come on and are so honest about such hard times. And writing this kind of music is that it's that cathartic experience that everybody needs. So all the love to you guys, honestly, for producing. Like I said, not everyone wants to do dark and unhappy music, but I think it's absolutely necessary. And yeah, that's my piece. Love you all, legends.
Another thing about this track is also the original plan. Obviously, I was supposed to write the lyrics as well, but I was supposed to sing the chorus as well. But if you've heard the high notes that Adam hits, I could never get my voice that high. So we were just like, look, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. Do you want to give it a try? But yeah, so I know Cadence was asking if I actually do any vocals on this record. No, I was supposed to do it in this. There you go.
Ryan vocals are coming. We'll all make him. Let's go. This is The Wire. Keep the questions coming. another big hug and love to everybody that's that nice little comment and honest section that Ryan's just said, and obviously all the boys for making it so beautiful. What a track. Track 11, In Vain. So who wants to touch base on the penultimate track?
Do you want me to do it again? Yep.
Go for it.
I just feel like I'm taking a lot of the thingy for it. So basically, In Vain, it's a big spiral down. It's general depression. You feel like no matter what you do, you can't break that horrible chain that's sort of like, that's weighing you down. And it's just sort of it's just dominoing, and you can't find a way through it. And you feel like everyone's just going to leave you, and you're basically just going to be all by yourself. Pretty emo-y sort of track. I know a few people have commented on that. But it's anyone else want to step in?
I got a bit of trip.
No, just touching on the emo comment though. That translation that Dan found, where someone's described the genre that we're in as what was it, dangerous emo?
Emo and dangerous.
That's got merch all over it. That line.
It does. Bit of trivia about this track as well. So
Yeah, no, but nothing else really. Adam, you pretty much got that all in one.
When we wrote this was the track that Toby was supposed to feature on originally.
Oh.
But after reviewing the album in its demo state, a lot of the time I think we all just came to the conclusion that like we feel like it'd be better on lyrics. So that's where the lyrics feature came from as well. Originally, it was supposed to be In Vain.
Amazing. I'm loving all the emo and dangerous comments now. Amazing.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's more emo and dangerous. This is In Vain. each track is just one up in the last track, and that is a sign of a phenomenal album. Incredible, boys, honestly. Phenomenal. I honestly think your lyricism in this album is some of the best I've heard in a while. Very, very, very good. So we touched on it at the start, normally the track list, and the I know it's Brandon and Adam, was it, that tend to look at the track list. Was Detached always going to be the closing track to the album?
It was actually meant to be a completely different song.
The album.
Yeah, it's funny that last song got changed actually three
Completely.
times. Like, it was completely rewritten three times actually, and the original song was about 7 minutes long.
Wow.
Progression, it was called. Completely different name, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
it was
at
weird.
one point it wasn't even going to be used for the album. It was just being like, oh yeah, this is going to be some like album 3 material or some like EP they do. You know what I mean? You was just sort of like just coming up with ideas, and then what happened? But we just ended up like, yeah, let's put it in the album.
That's
We
amazing.
didn't feel it was a strong. We didn't feel at the time it was going to be a strong album finisher, so that's why we completely redid it, and sort of like Detached was born then. So it was a lot. It was a lot more heavier for this one because it was a bit too light when we originally did it. I didn't think it was strong enough.
And then when we wrote it, that's what started out Dan's pretty powerful hate towards us two. For
There are two songs in this fucking entire album that I despise Brandon and Adam for. Lurks is one of them, because before I got with this band, I could not double kick. Like, I used to be able to, and then I stopped drumming for like maybe 4 years, and then I got with them, and believe it or not, Calder was difficult for me to when I originally joined the band. And then I thought, yeah, I've now got Calder and I can play it. And then it was like, so I've got this idea, and I'm like, go on then. And then he sends me Lurks, and then he sent me Detached, and I was like, I fucking hate you all. Like, I genuinely, like, what the fuck are you doing to me? So, like,
as
even now,
as if Lurks was like tough enough as it is, and now just sent you Detached. You
like,
know what I mean?
Lurks was more difficult. Lurks was difficult just because of obviously it's 195 BPM and it's just straightforward go. Whereas Detached, it's fucking complicated as shit, man. Like, if you were to write it out, and Adam has had to write it out for me, the progression of the double kicks, it's like 2 1 2 3 3 2 1 2 4, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing to me, mate? Like, are you smoking crack? Did you just get a bunch of numbers and just like, or dice and throw them down and go, that's the riff we're gonna make? Like, bro, what are you doing to me? So yeah, I honestly hate Adam for it.
I think he wanted to recreate binary code, didn't he?
Yeah, fucking did, mate.
Yeah.
Da Vinci Code in metalcore.
Legit, bro.
Amazing.
I've still not
Matrix
cracked
Core.
it.
He's still not cracked it. Let's
Matrix Core.
everybody join in Dan's torture with this double bass pattern. This is the last track on
Try and
Keepsake.
figure it out. Legitimately, everybody think about it and try and figure out what the fuck is going on.
You're about to now witness the strength of the finale.
Here we go. This is Detached. Let's feel his pain.
Detached from all we know. Do you feel like you're never so used to being in moments of it's all normality. It's always been. So you're somewhere free and your best alright. We're gonna be so
Yeah.
starts from all we know. So this is living in misery.
Don't know what that was.
That is a tune. That is a tune.
Exit wounds are.
Hades is a fucking tune.
That sounded like a pop.
Yeah, exit wounds are.
It is a tune, mate.
are sick. Yeah, very good.